What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Morfetto. How are all my One Piece fans? I'm assuming you are my One Piece fans because this is a One Piece video, and today is the beginning of a series of One Piece analysis videos, character analysis videos to be precise, and I thought I'm halfway through the series now, which is a milestone for me, Mr. Morfetto. This series has so many chapters. Over 1,000 and... let me get the exact number for you. Over 1,000 for sure, 1,034 chapters. I have last read 541 to this very moment. So I thought, since I'm over halfway now, I'm basically crossing the halfway mark, it's time to start these character analysis videos for the Straw Hat crew. I did one of these for the CP9 a while back when I was still in the middle of reading some chapters in an arc that I could not review just yet, so I decided to do an analysis of CP9. I really liked doing that, and I thought, why not do that for the Straw Hat crew, but not in a group video. This would be an individual thing. I will do one member of the Straw Hat crew at a time, and today I wanted to start with my favorite female anime character of all time, Nico Robin. And I gotta say that with confidence. My favorite female anime character of all time, Nico Robin. She's got such a deep character. She can handle herself in a fight. She's not necessarily the strongest member of the Straw Hat crew, but I could believe that with her assassination skills, she could probably handle herself with most members of the Straw Hat crew in a one-on-one fight. She would probably do it sneakily. She knows everybody's abilities, that she knows their weaknesses. I could see her using her skills and beating somebody like a Sanji would be an easy win for her because Sanji doesn't hit women, and he'd probably allow her to kill him. But maybe a Zoro. I could see her abilities, if used correctly and, sneaky. She could probably beat Zoro in a fight, or at least put him in some form of a submission hold. I break his neck. She likes breaking necks. That's another thing I really like about Nico Robin, is she breaks necks, asks questions later. She's snapped a lot of necks and or backs in her day. Her ability is so cool and so unique. It's one of my favorite powers in all anime. She can summon body parts, or any of her body parts, into different places. I'm not 100%. I know she's got a specific range that Oda brought up in the manga, but basically from where she can kind of see, distance-wise, a couple football fields away. She can summon hands, mostly hands, but she can summon pretty much, I'm pretty sure, every body part. Not to date, she hasn't summoned her head. I'm assuming it has to be hands and feet, limbs of sort. But it would be interesting if she could actually, she did eyeballs, I believe, and ears. So, it's possible. Maybe she could do a whole head. Could she sprout multiple Nico Robin heads? I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. Either way, she's got one of the coolest abilities in anime, not just in One Piece, in anime. Super cool. Her debut was during the Whiskey Peak arc, I believe, when they were on, when they were just starting to deal with Baroque works, right around the beginning of the Grand Line. And she made her debut pretending to kill Igaram? Yes, Igaram. This guy posing to be a member, I guess he technically was a member of Baroque Works, but he was secretly a spy along with Vivi, but that is not the point of this video. Nico Robin supposedly ruthlessly killed this man, but it turned out she did not. I don't know if they went into detail to why how he survived the explosion. I assume, I think I saw somebody talk about it once. I'm not sure, but I do remember going, what? Egoram is dead. What is happening? And I also thought, man, if he's dead, then there's no way Nico Robin can join the crew. But turns out he was not dead. Because if she did kill him, I guess the crew wouldn't care too much. I guess it's just, all's fair in love and war. But Vivi definitely wouldn't allow Nico Robin to join the crew. And, the crew really respects Vivi. I mean, Nico Robin at first, other than Luffy, Luffy was down having her join. He didn't even think twice about it, which is rather interesting. I think it took maybe Zoro the longest to start to trust her, but Zoro's got trust issues. But I gotta say, Nico Robin is probably a hard person to trust. She has one of the saddest backstories of all the Straw Hat crew. Because she was just a little girl. Her mom, who was like a revolutionary, went out. Basically, I don't know if she was a revolutionary, but she was trying to study the poneglyphs that Nico Robin also was learning to study. I don't know if she knew her mom was doing that, but either way, she decided to be an archaeologist just like her mom, because she wanted to join her on her archaeologist adventures, is what I got from it. Eventually, her mom does come back to the island, but on the worst day ever, when the Buster Call has been called by the government, the really shitty, corrupt government, and the only reason Nico Robin even gets away from this government is because she meets a giant, and he helps her out, who's a friend of her mom's. It's a whole thing. And then also, of course, Okiji helps her, a very nice Navy Admiral fella. Let her go, but also gave her a warning, like, I'm not helping you any more than this. And if you step out of line, I will hunt you down and I will kill you. She did not have a lot of friends. It was so sad. She couldn't trust anybody. She spent years on the road, slowly losing trust with everybody she met. She decided, you know what? These people keep turning me into the government because I'm worth so much money. What the hell? I think that it's understandable that Nico Robin is very closed and guarded and doesn't reveal too much information at once unless, she has to. And I can understand why, Zoro didn't accept her on the crew immediately. She's kind of shady in her actions until you get to know her, of course. You start to realize this is her personality. That's another thing about Nico Robin that's absolutely great, is the fact that she has her own unique personality. A lot of the members in the Straw Hat crew all are boisterous, loud, or flamboyantly expressive, whereas Nico Robin is conserved and very stoic, and but also very graceful in her delivery when she talks. She's also very smart, one of the smartest characters on the crew for sure. I would say she has to be the smartest character on the crew, right? I'm gonna, at least in her in knowledge, at least in her knowledge of the world and knowledge of how to survive on the streets. She's got street smarts as well. I guess the only things that she wouldn't be more knowledgeable about than the rest of the crew are the things that they specifically excel in. And I feel like she probably has the most vast amount of trivia type knowledge, if you know what I mean. Being, she read a lot of books. A lot of books. And also, like I said, street smart. She can handle herself if she needs to. She can take people down. Really, and she's done it multiple times. She snaps people's necks. She can handle herself in a fight. Sadly, there hasn't been a memorable fight for her just yet. In my opinion, at least since the time I've met her, she hasn't had a true main event fight. And I'm not saying that she has to go one-on-one with the main bad guy. The thing that stands out to me the most for her fighting-wise was her fight with Pell, the Birdman, in Arabasta. Like, I think she seemingly broke his neck or back at one point. But he was fine. I'm almost positive she did that in a fight with Pell when she was still pretending to be a bad... I guess she wasn't pretending to be a bad guy. She really was a bad guy. But she had a good heart because she saved Luffy. She was just curious, I think, about what, Luffy was. She also wanted to sabotage Crocodile. She was playing both sides of the field, honestly. It's another thing, you don't really, for a while, you don't really know where she stands when she first joins the crew after Arabasta. You're like, why is she here? Is she tricking them? And they even tease that when they meet Okiji. And he explains that every crew or organization she's been a part of has burned to the ground. And she's usually the only one left standing. And she goes and joins another crew or organization. And this happens repeatedly. And they made her seem like a terrible person. Which, in some way, I would say she is not a terrible person in any way, shape, or form. A lot of it was bad luck. And a lot of it was being untrusting of people in her life in the One Piece world. And it's understandable. Her mother left her when she was little and then was only there on the saddest day ever, like I mentioned. And then the giant guy she became friends with got frozen. He got turned to ice. It's sad. And really, like right now on the crew, I guess her best friend would be Nami? I guess they would be best girlfriends. And then, I see she hangs out with Chopper a lot. Oh, you know what? She did have a really fun fight teaming up with Chopper against Sindri and Dr. Hogback. That was a fun little bout, I would have to say. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was just, the combination move, the suplex gimmick. She did like a feet ladder on top of a Chopper's feet, or under Chopper's feet, and then they did like a crazy suplex thing onto Hogback, or attempted to. That was kind of memorable. And then her being part of the team that took down Oars was a fun group fight. But I would say One Piece isn't necessarily all about the fights. In all honesty, my favorite parts of this story are the character development, the story development, the world building, the characters. I would say the fighting comes in, it's still amazing. Fights are great in this story, and, they don't overstay their welcome either. They're at most a couple episodes, and or unless there's Luffy or Zoro or Sanji's fights that go a little longer, but they don't stay on them too long, which is kind of a little fresh air. Like real life fights don't last that long, so they don't need to be crazy long. I would rather have really good moments in the fights than, just seamless, long, drawn-out fights. And I feel like Nico Robin's fights are usually pretty short, but she's an assassin, so it makes sense. But usually her motive is to snap necks or put people in submission moves and whatnot with her hands. She's also a great support fighter when she's there backing somebody up, like if she's teaming up with Frankie or Chopper, for example, or anybody on the crew, really. She's great as a support character fighter, and you don't really have the urge for her to, I personally think it'd be really cool if she got to take out an important villain. Not necessarily the main villain, it'd be sick. Like when it seemingly looked like she snapped Gecko Moria's neck, I got a little excited there for a minute. I was like, what if she beats Gecko Moria, then Luffy isn't necessarily, she's the one who beats him in this abrupt way, and she just caught him off guard with a good neck snap, and that's the end. I wouldn't have been mad. The fight with Oars up to that point was already satisfying, and giving Nico Robin a major win like that, just showing how quickly the tides can turn in a battle. I really didn't expect him to lose that after that move, because it still felt like there was still more to be had, but it would have been shocking for sure, and I don't think it'd be memorable for sure. I think it would be really cool to see her have maybe a little bit of a drawn-out fight with a secondary main villain. maybe the second strongest villain of that arc. That'd be really cool to see when they go to the New World. Like, Nico Robin has potential. One of the things I've realized about the Devil Fruit powers that I didn't realize at the beginning of the series is they can get stronger, and you can use these abilities. For example, with Luffy doing Gear 2 and Gear 3, they're just extensions of his Devil Fruit ability. He's just pushing it farther, you know? And it seems like most Devil Fruit abilities, depending on how far you want to push it, can do different things. Even Nico Robin summoning wings for like 5 seconds, made out of hands. And she can make ropes out of hands. She can make so many crazy shit out of hands. She can make giant hands made out of little hands. She can create a lot of hands and other body parts. And I think that it's got a limitless potential if done right in the New World, when they get back together and they head over through Fishman Island. Just a theory, since I haven't got there yet, of course, but right now in the story I'm at Impel Down, and Nico Robin is currently chained up. She's been last I saw her, she was in like a labor camp for prisoners or something, people that didn't, align with the government or something. She got launched away by Bartholomew, and that's all I've really seen of her lately. But, like I said, she had a really fun fight at Thriller Bark. She's a great supporting fighter. She had a great team-up fight with Chopper. She's usually there for some big moments. She's one of the most important characters on the crew, being an archaeologist. Understanding the past is very helpful to the crew. She usually can, when something shows up, she's usually the one to explain what it is to Luffy or someone who's not as knowledgeable. She also has she can read the poneglyphs and whatnot, which is, I feel like, a very important part of this story. It has become very important during the Water 7 saga, and during even Skypiea, when she read that secret message from Goldie Roger. She's got information, and you want to see her accomplish her goal. Like, her goal of discovering the 100-year blank period is very important to the story, and almost more important than Luffy becoming king of the pirates. Every one of the members of the crew has their own goal and their own job on the crew, and you almost feel like in the big picture story, her goal is one of the most important. And Sanji, being one of my favorite characters, his goal is probably one of the least important. Being able to find a sea full of every fish in all the seas, the all blue. I think that her goal of doing this, unlocking this knowledge for the world, is huge for the One Piece story. She is vitally important. My only gripe and hope for her is that she gets an epic fight with an epic opponent down the line. And if she doesn't, it's not a bad thing. I love that they all have their own things they thrive in, and they all have their own abilities that make them different. And she is not as physically powerful as Zoro or Luffy. And she would have a hard time fighting these two characters, but I believe she could possibly win, at least at this point in the story that I'm at. I feel like she's capable. She can handle herself, and she usually doesn't make stupid decisions that gets her into one-on-one brawls with people stronger than her, because she's a smart person. Usually when she ends up in a fight with a character, she strategically chose for that fight to happen, or she's just defending herself. She usually, I don't know, she's great. Nico Robin is great. And this is my character analysis for Nico Robin. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a great time having this deep dive into this character. What do you guys think of Nico Robin? Please comment down below. Like I said, the future for Nico Robin, my assumption is she's going to discover this blank period throughout each arc. There's going to be something for her to do, something for her to discover, or somebody for her to talk to learn a little bit more about the puzzle. She's putting the puzzle together for us, and we're just along for the ride. Nico Robin is so cool. One of my favorite characters of all time. My personal favorite female character in anime, for sure. I really can't think of anybody that comes close. Maybe Tamari from Naruto, but she's not beaten Nico Robin by far. Nico Robin is a much more developed character that's had much more love and care given to her than most female characters get in anime, at least in the animes I've seen. And I really appreciate that about Nico Robin. She's so cool, and I cannot wait to see more of her in the future as I continue this One Piece journey into the new world. And I'll probably do another character analysis for each Straw Hat character as I catch up to you guys, in over 500 more chapters. I'm Mr. Morphetto, and I will talk to you later. Please don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends.